Well, for more on that, we're joined now by Behnam Taleblu. He's a senior fellow at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. He joins us from Washington, D.C. Thank you very much for being with us. So if we could start with the new intelligence chief, why was Taib replaced? Was it because of the failed retaliation attempts against Israel?
Pleasure to be with you again. You know, there's no direct reason given by the actual commander of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Hossein Salami, but musical chairs almost always has a reason in the Islamic Republic, and that seems to be the most proximate reason. The Islamic Republic has had its security apparatus cut through like Swiss cheese, you could say, particularly since the summer of nuclear escalation in 2020 with cyber strikes and sabotage attempts and attacks against various installations, military, nuclear, research, and even now these string of non-nuclear related assassinations that are happening on Iranian soil of Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps commanders. And it brings to light a statement that a past Iranian intelligence official had said, which is that no official in the Islamic Republic should think that they're safe. If one believes that it's Israel or another foreign intelligence service, this may be the Iranian attempt to overcompensate, move people around, and try to get new men at the helm so that they can protect themselves and strike back, which would be worrisome.
Meanwhile, let's talk about the regime's diplomatic outreach. We had the Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in Tehran last week. This week it is the Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov. How does this show us how Iran is building ties with other isolated regimes around the world?
Well, not only is Iran trying to cement the relations that it has with more rival or rogue powers to U.S., who are also looking to contest U.S. power and U.S. interests and U.S. influence. But the Iranians are also trying to play a double-edged diplomatic game with U.S. partners in the region. They're trying to spook U.S. partners like Saudi Arabia, like the UAE, potentially even Bahrain, into accommodating a rising Iran more rather than contesting a rising Iran. And in this sense, they may look to try to diplomatically offset what may come of a potential Biden visit to the region quite soon. So there is this double game at play. But with countries like Iran and Russia and Venezuela, the main linkage there is this ideological opposition to Washington, as well as the fact that all three are under very tough sanctions, and Tehran has the longest record of both being under sanctions as well as attempting to bust or get around those sanctions. It can barter, it can trade, it can learn about new experiences, talk about the non-dollar denominated trade, as well as the way that all three of these different kind of actors can actually assist each other. So it is quite worrisome when the bad guys do get together.
When it comes to the nuclear deal, the JCPOA, neither Iran nor the US are walking away definitively at this stage. Does Tehran believe the deal can and will still be signed?
If one believes what's coming out of the foreign ministry and the spokespersons at the helm of the Iranian government, they still express an interest in some kind of a nuclear deal modeled on the JCPOA. But lest we forget, the reason for that is for them not to become a nuclear stakeholder that is responsible or live up to safeguards obligations. The reason for that would be merely for the purposes of sanctions relief, to get cash and retain as much of their program which they've advanced. I think the U.S. play here, and I think we may see more of that this summer, is something more of a plan C than a plan B. If plan A is diplomacy, plan B is pressure, plan C may be this kind of sporadic sanctions enforcement without actually ever admitting that the talks collapse. It's been about 2.5 months since the U.S. and Iran indirectly negotiated with each other in Vienna.
Behnam Taleblu at the FDD, thank you very much.
Thank you.